I get this question a lot from landlords. Hey, Rob, I have a 1 year lease or it's a lease for a certain period of time. Can I just issue a notice of non-renewal and terminate that lease despite, I might be in, LA. This case is landlords in LA County, but I'll give you an answer. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, get this question a lot, particularly from my clients. We're covered under the Tenants Protection Act, the state's Tenant Protection Act, and then I have some landlords covered under local ordinance and so forth. This person's from LA. So I'm not 100% sure on the LA local rules, but I do know this about LA. If you're in LA city limits or LA County, the local governments over there have their own just cause eviction ordinance. Okay. And I don't believe in under both ordinances that lease expiring is cause. Okay. Usually cause is something that you have to have, like the tenant does something wrong, like, they're not paying the rent, violating the material term of the lease agreement. Some local municipalities have like what we call no fault just cause, meaning the tenant doesn't have to do anything wrong, okay, such as like you're going to do substantial renovations, so forth. Okay. I'm not in the LA area, so you're going to have to consult the local ordinances down there, whether see if you're in county or city limits. But I bring that up for this reason because it is important that a landlord know where their property is at and know if there's any local eviction control provisions in there, because you might have to follow their rules. I'll answer it from the state Tenant Protection Act. A lease expiring is not cause, okay, at all. There's no ground in the Tenants Protection Act for, hey, my lease expires, you got to go, tenant. Okay. Now, landlords that are exempt from the Tenants Protection Act or their local ordinance could insist upon a lease, when it expires, not renewing it, tell the tenant, hey, you have to go. Okay. And then if they don't go, you can file an eviction, right? Those would be for my listeners here, probably following under Tenants Protection Act. If you're exempt from the Tenants Protection Act, such as, you have a certificate of occupancy built within the last 15 years, or you have a single family residence, aka a single dwelling on one deed per dwelling type deal, and you're not a corporation, REIT, or an investment trust, that type of deal. If you have the proper disclosure in your lease agreement exempting yourself from the Tenants Protection Act, yes, you could insist upon, hey, tenant, when your lease is up, you gotta go. Okay. Little side note here: if you have a lease for less than a year and the Tenant Protection Act may apply to you, remember the Tenant Protection Act only applies when the tenant resides at a property for 12 months or greater, 365 days or more, basically. So if you have like an 11-month lease, a 6-month lease, for example, you could insist upon them vacating if you're subject to the state Tenant Protection Act rules, because guess what? The Tenant Protection Act doesn't apply. But, and if you're in a local municipality, the ordinance might be effective day one, the minute you give the keys over to the tenant. The eviction control provisions are going to apply, so that's not cause for the lease expiring. So mileage is going to vary. You're going to want to talk with your local eviction landlord's attorney to figure out if you're following all the rules and what rules apply or whatnot, because it's like a hodgepodge of rules that you might have to follow. Okay. Landlords, if you're in the Northern California area and you need help figuring out whether you can, terminate a tenancy, not renew it, and, not do it for just cause, feel free to reach out. We might be able to help out. Put your comments, questions down below. Try to answer to the best of my ability. Until next time, folks, talk to you then. See ya.